I'm here at Blockhouse, an incredible little wedding venue nestled inside of Pomarius Nursery in Northwest Portland. This is a really ideal space for a small to medium-sized wedding where you want a central location, but you want something that feels like you've escaped into kind of a natural oasis. Let's take a look at it together. Now, Blockhouse and Pomarius have a really unique relationship. You see, even though they're two separate entities, there's kind of this symbiosis where you could rent out just Blockhouse for a very small event, or if you want to extend to a slightly larger dynamic, you have the Orangerie behind me. You can go from about 48 guests all the way up to 120, depending on what kind of configuration you need for your event. Now, whether you rent out just Blockhouse or you do a Blockhouse-Pomarius combo for your event, your guests will wander up this really beautiful path and they'll be surrounded by all of this greenery. And then as they get into the main space, you have the patio inside of Blockhouse. Now, this is an area where you can have up to 48 people for a little tiny wedding ceremony and then flip the space for a reception. But you also have the option to get married in the Orangerie. Now, along with this patio space, Blockhouse also has this beautiful commercial kitchen. And this has enough infrastructure to have an entire catered event. You can bring a company in to do anything from charcuterie all the way up to dinner, as well as a full bar. The bar and all of the decor comes with the space, so all you have to do is bring your own catering vendor in. Now, when it comes to hors d'oeuvres and cocktails and dinner, well, Blockhouse has an amazing list of preferred catering vendors that you can choose from for your event. And I've eaten off of a ton of their menus, and I can personally vouch it's really good food. Now, for an event at Blockhouse alone, you'll usually see a very small ceremony on the patio, which is then flipped for a reception. But if you wanted to add a few more people to your guest list, then this space behind me is called the Orangerie, and this is part of Pomarius. This space is an incredible greenhouse with all of this greenery and foliage surrounding, where you could have rows of chairs and then an aisle straight up the middle. You can have an arbor in the back, and you even have the option to have Pomarius build out a beautiful wall of greenery behind you. Now, Pomarius itself is a fully functional nursery that's opened throughout the week. It's been here since 2002, and there's a really cool history behind it. The owner is actually from the south of France and Belgium. He spent a little bit of time in South Africa, and that's where you get some of the inspiration for the types of plants that are found here, like boxwoods and topiary. It's a really beautiful space for your friends to enjoy as they're wandering around at your event. Now, as guests wander from the ceremony into the reception, this patio area is super ideal for a dance floor. And I've seen this arranged a million different ways. You could do a photo booth, you could have a DJ come in and set up a dance floor and speakers, and as the night gets late, you have this beautiful ambience from the cafe lights. This is really going to be the heart of your event. Now, guests can also wander along this side patio to find two individual bathroom stalls around the side of the building. Now, Blockhouse comes with bistros, they have custom wood tables, and they have chairs for up to 50 guests. So there's a ton of infrastructure built into the venue already. And then, as an addition, you have all this beautiful greenery and all these plants as a backdrop in the nursery. Now, from a logistical standpoint, it is worth noting that we are right by a train track. So occasionally you might hear a train roll by during your event, but that's kind of part of the ambiance of being in a really industrial part of town. And then another thing to consider is that depending on whether or not you rent the Orangerie, you do have to plan your event around Pomarius's business hours. But that's pretty easy to do, and the Blockhouse events team will help you coordinate when that'll be. If you're looking for a space to host a small to medium-sized wedding, then I don't think you can get much more unique than Pomarius and Blockhouse. It's centrally located in Portland, but it really does feel like you're out in the south of France. It's just an incredible little escape in the middle of the city. If you want to learn more about this venue, then we'll link to their events team below, and while you're at it, make sure to check out A Beautiful Union. We're a film house that does weddings and elopements all over Portland and across the West Coast. We would love to chat with you about your wedding. In fact, here is a video that we shot at Blockhouse.